yesterday. Oh, Vèritè can go away. I have to review this thing today because there's a pre-sale ending on the 16th. I didn't come here to sing, but I'll sing a little bit for you. So, this is the Vèritè. ZMF's brand new, on pre-order, top of the line, $2,200 open back headphone that uses fucking beryllium drivers, everything. I should fucking be excited. And I doubt them. That's my end of the review. Thank you. Wallpaper in the description. Check out the Patreon. Here we go. Because this is day one of a 5-day journey through ZMF, the entirety of his Dynamics line. And I've got his cables and Ursign's cables and balanced periapt cables going specifically to the THX AAA 789 coming out of the RME DAC. And I'm looking at these and holding them and listening to them. And there's certain aspects that I absolutely believe this is some of the best you can get in a dynamic open back. Vocal clarity, specifically on balanced, specifically on that amplifier. I had this cable on this, and it was just like, I've gone to these headphones. And that's a problem. Because tomorrow's video, I will not go to fucking anything. These are the lightest ZMF headphones as well. The AOS are not terribly heavy compared to this. They're fucking light. But these are boat anchors. In fact, you could see where it's bent from where they actually hook a chain and the warehouse crane lifts it into the case for purchase. So compared to Icon Atticus and Autor, these are just like the Porsche GT3 RS Mark IV of wooden headphones. But we have to talk about how they sound, which is why sad Beatles song. Sad. Because these are my least favorite ZMF headphone. Of all his, well, I'm not going to go back to the old Oris and stuff, because that was different tech. Those are T50 drivers. I have all 5 of his dynamics here, and the 2 new ones, and the Autors, and the Icons, and the Atticus, and it's like, oh my god, one's better than the next, and they all come with pads to swap, and I could try different connections and different, and it's a fun game. But today is the first day, and I have to talk about the Vèritès. I have to. I got to get it out of the way. I absolutely love vocals on it, male vocals especially. But when I expect from if you're selling me a $2,000 open back, I want soundstage for fucking years. I just want to hear a sound, but it's not here. It's some other dude in another county doing that, and I could still hear like it come to me. And these don't quite have the width that I want. Now, that being said, neither do those, but this feels like a restricted sound almost. And I know it talks about, I read the whole page and it made me feel sad because my opinion is completely different from what the page says. I could feel the detail. I could feel how delicate things can get. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas nabbed song, which you don't have the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack. You're not an audiophile. You don't want to filate audio. Filate? That's a word. The nuance, the sound, the detail is all there. The problem is it's just there, just right there in the middle. And then you kick on a song that has legit low end. Like legit low end. Like I know this song from the Man from U.N.C.L.E. soundtrack, which if you don't have that, you're not a real audiophile. But none of the drums are rocking my world. I want to have my world rocked. Now, granted, high bass isn't necessarily what these are designed for. That's what those are designed for. But that's what those 909s are designed for, and you get that fucking boom. I'm worth $1,800 because my low end can shake your goddamn gonads. And I can still be clear and epic and wide. These, on the other hand, if there was like a bass adjustment on them, it was put to like 7. Like 10 would be the best bass you've ever heard in a head, like the best, not the most. There's a big difference between the most bass and the best bass. I should put it on this side. And it feels like even if this was the best bass, it's been lowered to a 7. And it's like, oh, I want to feel it. And I don't feel it. So, okay. So they're a mild-mannered, non-super bassy set of cans that are very clear and have very good focal imaging in the center. But no soundstage. Well, not no soundstage, but again, reduced from what I would imagine. What I would imagine, because you put them on and you do get a lot of dampening. Like it's an open headphone. But you put on HC800Ss or you put on Ship 9500s, you put on Grados or M1060s, and doing this sounds like you're doing it and there's just nothing in the way. There is a lot of fuckery going on between the driver and the back of it. And I think that's holding in a lot of the sound. A lot of it. More than a little bit. And I've tried on everything. I've tried on this, which I know the output impedance is bad for low impedance headphones. You shouldn't use it. Fine, whatever. Suck it. I'll use my own S7 if I feel like. I'll use my X7S if I feel like. Guest starring. ADI2 DAC. I don't like these as much on the ADI2 DAC straight as I do balanced out of the THX AAA. So who am I praising here? Because that's a damn fucking fine piece of equipment. Sometimes it's perfect. I'll just give it if you're looking for sometimes it's perfect headphones, these are they. Because right here, Son of a Preacher Man from the Pulp Fiction soundtrack. I wouldn't ask for any more width, any more vocal clarity, any more low end, because it doesn't have a lot of those. It's just this happening, this old school song, this old school sound. I bet you the artists who made it never heard it in such great detail and clarity. But I switch other songs, I hit maybe a Deadmau5 song comes on, maybe some old Nine Inch Nails. Something really heavy and complicated comes on. And I feel the restrictions in this headphone. I feel trapped in it. And I don't know if that's worth $2,200. Now look, I've reviewed a bunch of headphones that people fucking love that are at least that much money. And I've been like, LCD4s are just unlistenable because they just hurt after 27 minutes. And there's entire fan bases of LCD4 people and LCD3s, which are sharp. So I know that I'm making zero difference. There's tons of other audio places you can go to that have reviews of these up already and are going to tell you either exactly different of what I'm saying or just reword it so it sounds amazing. Oh, the low end is completely lacking. It's great. The low end is subdued to perfection. That would be it. Yeah, it's just I know what this song should be doing to me. This is Symphony number 4, MVY Lily. It's just not. I'm just not. I don't love these headphones. That's the problem. I'm a lover and a fighter. And I love to fight. And I want to love every headphone I put on my head. That's how every review starts. I put on a headphone and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to enjoy this. And sometimes that's fine. Sometimes that's exactly what I get. And I love it, or I love it even more than I would. And that's when you get a review where I'm just like... But sometimes I put on a headphone and I expect something, and it's... I've had headphones give me different than I'm expecting, and I'm still okay with them. But I'm expecting after... Because I heard those first, because those are the cheaper ones first. These are cheaper by $1,200. So of course I listened to the Aeolus first. And after being just tomorrow's reviewed on those, I put on the Vèritès and I'm just like, wow. Why are you twice the cost of that? So, don't take my word on anything. I trust myself to be a reviewer and to give you honesty. And I wouldn't own the Vèritès. Just straight up wouldn't. Same price as Aeolus? Still wouldn't. Now, the question is, does that mean no one else is going to like them? No, don't be stupid. Some people love Porsches, and some people go, you're stupid, don't get a high-end Porsche, get an old Ferrari. And some people are like, no, you're stupid, get an NSX and keep it in the garage for 60 years. And no, you're stupid, get an old 71 Chevelle and supercharge it. These people exist in the world, all right? And maybe I agree with one more than the other, but they're all right. And some people are going to love this headphone. They're going to want this closeness, this, I want to say intimacy, but it's kind of like the same kind of intimacy you get when you're thrown in prison for a night or jail for a night because you've been drinking, and you meet Rocco and Sonny Cher and they're just like real close to you. That's the sort of intimacy these sort of give me with sound. Where sometimes they're just humming and it's great, but sometimes they're yelling at me, and I do not want those two big guys yelling at me from this distance. Spread the fuck out. Give me some room to breathe. I feel with these, I just want them to be more open. I want to just take the back, yank this grill out, and start drilling more holes. More holes. It doesn't have enough holes in it. It needs more holes. So, that's my opinion on Vèritè. By the way, this is my second copy of this review. The first one I recorded, I was a little bit too shy about it. I was trying to skirt the issue because I don't hate them. I just don't prefer them over most other things that I've heard in this, certainly in this price range, and from ZMF on the table behind me. So there you go. Vèritè pre-orders, no one's going to be concerned. You have plenty of room to go out there. I advise you listen to them. Wait for them to come out. Find someone who's got a set. Go to the shows. Listen to them. Make your own decisions. I'm just some asshole on the internet. But I give you anime wallpapers, which are available in the description currently. So go download her. She's just sort of like, that's perfect. I picked her out. She's like, hi. And it's like, that's how I feel about this whole review. Like, hi. But get her. Click the link. The pre-sale for these and those. If you're smart, you'll have picked up on certain little hints that tomorrow's review will be the one that you should be pre-ordering now because you're smart. And then these, you can try to convince other people to pre-order, or I don't know. So links to the pre-order for the Vèritè and Vèritè and Aeolus wallpaper, my Patreon, which funds this channel. And I want to thank Zach from ZMF for sending out everything he's got. Literally, the only thing he didn't send was like a dishwasher, and I could really use one of those, Zach, if you're paying attention. And the cables, which maybe I'll wrap up with those in the 5th day. Links to these. And links to some other random... Oh, you know what? The most important thing I will link in every video, because you have no Amazon links. Amazon Basics phone blocks. The greatest thing you could ever have in your home. I want to thank you all for joining me. See you again tomorrow. Or in my case, the next 17 minutes when I record the Aeolus review. Perfect.